Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Atlantic Navigators franchise mode, episode 4 here in NHL 20. In the previous episode, we did do a few months of simulation. We're up to the trade deadline. We did do a big move, moving Ryan McDonough and Jake McCabe over to Colorado. We did get 2 first-round picks, one for this upcoming draft and one for next year, Connor Timmins and another prospect as well. So that was a good trade on our end. So we saved about 10 million in cap space. We did get a very good defenseman over right here with Connor Timmins. He is 21 years old, 77. He's a top 4 medium D potential. So we were having Timmins over on the third line. And like I said, frees up a lot of cap space. We do get a few picks from the Colorado Avalanche as well for this year and the next year after that. So let's look at the Colorado Avalanche right now. They're pretty much a bubble team. They're just shy of the playoffs there in a very tight Central Division. Apart from the Stars, they're really running away 40-16, but hopefully the Avs can lose some more games. As for our team, we do have 69 points, 4 points out of the playoffs. So what I think I'm going to do one more trade at the trade deadline. I'm planning to finish as low as I can this year. I don't really want to make the playoffs and just to lose round 1. We're a rebuilding team. We are an expansion team. So, of course, what will be very important for us is the draft picks. I did look at the trades available for a specific player. That is actually Adam Larson. Now, he is a top 4 D-man. He's decent. He's pretty good. 83 overall. He's 27 years old, although he's making $4 million. He's on the last year of his contract, as you guys can see here. I'm going to look into his stats. He only has 14 points, and he's a -9. So he's only in for one more year. I'm not sure if I'll keep him after this year, but if I can get something good back, which there's one trade that was pretty interesting. I'm going to go over it with you guys right here. All right, guys, so we do have some very good defensemen coming out. We have Connor Timmins, who's a good prospect. We have Torrey Krug, who's going to be our main defenseman moving forward. Now, looking at this trade for Oilers, they want Adam Larson. They would give us a 4th and a 6th, as well as Philip Broberg. Now, that guy is going to be sick. He's a top 4 medium potential, 72-year overall. He's only 18 years old, so we still have a few more years for Broberg to grow, and he could definitely become one of our top 4 defensemen for quite some time. So I know Broberg in real life, he's going to be really, really good. Hopefully he can sim well in this game. Adam Larson, we could ship him back to Edmonton, the team that we got him from in the expansion draft. Free up another $4 million of cap space, so we'd have a ton of cap space to play around in free agency of next year to hopefully get ourselves some really good young elite players. I'm gonna make this trade, guys. Philip Broberg is gonna be a member order. Philip Broberg, welcome to the organization. I do apologize, guys. I actually lost a video file of the rest of the season and the playoffs, as well as the draft. I am going to go over all of those things so you guys know just what went on. So while I go over the stats, you guys can see here our mascot is actually Wild Willie, based off the real-life mascots of the Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL. So as you guys can see here, he's got the jersey, Wild Willie in the back. Like the look of him, turned out pretty good. As for the season, we did that after the trade deadline. Not do too good, of course. We did finish 7th in the division, so before last. Finished 9th last in the NHL, so we did end up with a 9th overall pick. And our pick from the Colorado Avalanche in the McDonough trade ended up being 20th overall, so we did have 2 first-round picks in the draft. Mike Hoffman finished with 26 goals and 68 points. Charlie Coyle had 26 goals as well. Torrey Krug had 64 points. He was a +1. So Torrey Krug had a fantastic year. He was among the top 10 defensemen of the league. Jason Spezza had a phenomenal year, had 60 points and a +12. Duclair and Kapanen both had 51 points. Duclair reached 25 goals. D'Angelo had 35 points, was a +13, so one of our better defensemen. Kashi had 50 points. Blais had 39. Overall, some good numbers for our team. Holtby went 34, 27, and 4. Goals against average under 3 and a save percentage of 907. Laurent Brossoit finished with 8 wins. The Bruins ended up winning the Stanley Cup, as you guys can see here in the playoff tree. Now, as for goaltenders, Carter, Hutton, and Tuukka Rask led the league both with 40 wins. Torrey Krug, top 10 in defensemen, like I mentioned earlier. Oliver Ekman-Larsson had 21 goals and 74 points. Dustin Byfuglien had 20 goals. Subban Pietrangelo and Erik Karlsson all in the top 4. John Tavares led the league in goals with 57, 105 points. Crosby and Malkin breaking the 100-point plateau, as well as Sagan, Pasta, and Marner. 6 players with 100 points or more. McDavid had high 90s, barely missed a 100-point mark. Phil Kessel had 95, Elias Pettersson had 93. Alex Ovechkin reached 50 goals on the dot. As for rookie skaters, Jack Hughes had 90 points, beating out Capo Caco by 20. He finished with 70. Cody Glass was third, then Alex Nylander. Quinn Hughes finished with 38 points as a rookie defenseman, so pretty good. Cal McCarr had 23 points. Cal McCarr had 23 points. Ryan Poehling, 22 points, as well as 10 goals. As for divisions, the Boston Bruins won the Atlantic. The Devils won the Metro with 107 points. Quite a contrast to real life. Stars won the Central, and the Arizona Coyotes, who won the Pacific. Coyotes and Devils were 1 and 2 in the league. I believe Coyotes finished with 108 points. I know Devils had 107, right behind Arizona Coyotes. So as for the playoff tree, Boston Bruins, Stanley Cup champion. So Boston beat the Edmonton Oilers. So they started off beating the Islanders 4-2. And the Boston Bruins beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games. Toronto just can't get past Boston. The Sens beat the Devils. They beat the Caps in 7. Boston sweeps the Sens and they win Edmonton in 5 games. Edmonton actually swept Vegas in a conference final, so that's interesting. All three out of the 4 series for the West in the quarterfinals were actually 7 games. Avalanche sweeping the Red Wings. As for the draft, so number 9th overall, we picked Tim Stützle, a center out of the Dell. He has a medium elite potential. He's a 62 overall. For our second pick, we did get... so our pick was number 9. Number 10 was actually a Lundell out of Finland, which was a 70 medium elite. He went to the Kings. So the Kings had number 1 and number 10. This will definitely be a rivalry for the following years. Stützle the German versus Lundell the Finn. Number 9 versus number 10. We did miss out on a 70 medium elite. We got a 62 medium elite. We'll see how that turns out. We also had the 20th overall pick in the first round, which we took Theo Rochette out of Chicoutimi Saguenay in the queue. 65 overall, top 6 medium potential. As for our third pick, we took Toni Ilanen out of the Liga, a left winger, 61 overall. He is a top 6 potential, and he was number 41, our pick in the second round. As for goaltenders, we actually got Charles-Antoine Lavallée out of the Moncton Wildcats. So goaltender of the Wildcats who played the Avenir Center out of the queue in real life. Now, Lavallée is the backup goalie of the Wildcats. Olivier Rodrigue, drafted by the Oilers in real life. He's our starter. It's funny how I seen Lavallée play with the Wildcats and I drafted him in the franchise mode. The very next day, I actually seen him get a win. Against the Blainville Boisbriand Armada, putting the Wildcats at that time first in the queue. They are now second, so they're leapfrogging between them and Sherbrooke Phoenix. He is a 57 overall medium backup. We got him very late in the draft, so always good to get some goaltending prospects in an organization. He is 18 years old, might jump up to the AHL in the next season. So that was the draft. Overall, not too bad. And now we're going to jump into free agency and our contracts. So this will end the voiceover for the episode. It'll be the full video. So far we have Coyle, Blais, Wheel, and Carlson. So I'm definitely going to look into a center or two. Not sure if Spezza's going to want to come back, though. He is 37 years old. We do have Hoffman there, who's our top guy. Adam Ernie, and then it kind of drops down. These guys are 18 years old. It's going to let them grow in the juniors. As for right wingers, we are set here for sure. One of these guys potentially could even play on the left side. We do have our wingers for AHL. Torrey Krug is leading the way, 90 overall. Our defensemen are set. Trotman did reject our offer, but that's okay. So far, I'm going to look into centers real quick, guys. Just going to go over this. So Roach and Stutzel. Stutzel is the guy we drafted. He'll only be playing in junior one more year. I mean, he's 62 overall, 18 years old. Let him tear up the juniors and definitely get that confidence up, and he'll be ready to make the jump. Hopefully next year, either in the AHL or one of our bottom AHL lines. So as for Jason Spezza, as much as I would like to keep him, he's an 84 overall, but he's 37 years old, and he's actually asking 3.4 million. So I believe it was actually 4 million earlier. So I'm gonna not sign Spezza right now, although he was very good for us. I'm gonna let him taste free agency. His price might drop if we decide to keep him back for one more year. So as for, I'm actually just going to go through goaltenders real quick. Then we'll be all set to go to free agency. For goaltenders, we have Holtby, Brossoit, and Comrie. So you do have some flexibility as to what we want to do there. Might want to get one more backup for 1 year, as I believe Charles-Antoine Lavallee might be ready to make the jump to the AHL in the next season. So as of right now, I think we're set, guys. All the guys we want to have signed on the dotted line. Corey Perry, going to let him walk. We are ready to go into free agency. I'm really excited to see what the free agency class is going to look like. Hopefully it's a good one, guys. All right, guys. Here we are, July 1st. Happy Canada Day. Happy free agency day. And oh my, Gusev, 85 overall. He's leading the way. Dustin Byfuglien is an elite potential. What a time. So we have Nugent Hopkins, Gallagher, Hamilton, Jumbo Joe. Not a lot of high-end elite potential guys at the top. Only Byfuglien's the only elite guy we can see there. I'm actually just going to sort by potential. Byfuglien's the only elite. All right, so that's interesting to see. Going to go by overall. Byfuglien's an 89. Wow. All right, so Nugent Hopkins here, Hamilton, Gusev. Going to go by the salary they want. I know Nikita Gusev would actually be sick. Look at that season he had with the Devils. 85 points and 36 goals. He's a left winger. He could definitely fit into our top two lines for sure. Nugent Hopkins would be a 6 center to have. We actually have $22 million of cap space. We have a lot to work around. Nugent Hopkins did have a very solid year over in Edmonton, 72 points. I'm going to go over to Dustin Byfuglien. 60 points, 51 penalty minutes, and a +2. Wow. Brendan Gallagher, 38 goals, a career year for Gally. 69 nice points over in Montreal. 28 years old. Dougie Hamilton, a top 4 defenseman, 85 overall, 27 years old. 6.6 is what he's asking for. And to be 100% honest with you guys, I would be leaning more towards a guy like a Dougie Hamilton instead of a Dustin Byfuglien, who is 35 years old. Hamilton wants 5 years, so he'd be 32 at the time that his contract ends. Wouldn't be a bad pick at all, guys. Going to go by position here. I definitely want another high-end defenseman to play with Torrey Krug, and it'd be perfect as Krug is a lefty, Dougie Hamilton is a righty. Both of them, of course, from the Boston Bruins organization. Niskanen, and then you got Chara, speaking of Boston Bruins, 85 overall, top 4 D-man. He's an absolute unit, although he is looking for 2 years at $5 million at 43 years old. Wow. Jonas Brodin. What I'm going to do, guys, right off the bat, I'm going to give a contract offer to Dougie Hamilton. There's 4 teams interested in him. We have the cap space to play around. I'm actually gonna go a little over. Gonna give him 7 million for 5 years. See if Dougie Hamilton accepts. If our top two pairing could be Hamilton and Torrey Krug, that would be absolutely insane. We have Timmins. Our defense would be stacked. All right, so we're looking for a center. That's the most important thing right now after a defenseman. Nugent Hopkins would be good. Stahl and Thornton are older guys. I'm just looking at the guys' age. Philippe Danault, they're 27. Casey Cizikas, he's 29. A lot of options here for mid to late 20s. Let's look at the points first. Gonna go through each of these guys. So Danault had 44 points, was a -8. Cizikas had a good year. He had 43 points. He was a +19 over in Long Island. Eric Halla had 39 points. And Nick Bjugstad had 34. So, can look at these guys. I'm looking at a guy like a Cizikas, like a Danault. Probably would be the guy to replace Jason Spezza. I'm actually going to look at the face-off of these guys. So, Halla has 79. Cizikas 77. And Philippe Danault has 90 face-offs. He could be a perfect replacement for Jason Spezza on our third or fourth line. Probably a third liner, I would say. He could kill penalties. Looking to get a good center as well at the same time. I mean, a guy like Nugent Hopkins would be absolutely sick. You put him with Mike Hoffman on the top line. That would be great. As far as wingers go, I mean, Gusev at 9 million, that'd be crazy. So right now, basically, if Hamilton signs, would have 15 million of cap space. So we would have the leg room to sign two of these guys. I mean, looking at Gusev, he wants 9 million. So we could either get Gusev at 9, and then a guy that's, let's say, 5 or 6 million after that. Gallagher would be a little over our threshold for wingers. If we could get Gusev and maybe a Philippe Danault as well, that would be actually really sick. Our centers would be pretty stacked down the middle. Okay, so we made some contract offers to a few guys. Firstly, Dougie Hamilton, I'm offering him deal, as well as Jaden Schwartz and Philippe Danault, and as well as Derek Stepan. So I'm going to stay away from Gusev. As much as I would like Gusev, he's $9 million. He's an 85 overall, yes, but his potential is only a top 6 forward exact. I'm not sure if I'm willing to pay $9 million for a guy unless he's really going to be an elite potential guy. I mean, Jaden Schwartz, he's very good. If he could hit 20 goals for us and make an average around 50 points per year, that would be fantastic. He's a top 6 forward, exact potential, second line forward role. He's an 84 overall. It's only asking for 5.5. As far as centermen go, As far as centermen go, I'm looking at Derek Stepan. He's just shy of $5 million, 30 years old. He only wants 3 years, and he's a very consistent player. He's going to make 30 to 50 points each year. He could reach 20 goals. So it would be a perfect guy to have probably on the third line. Philippe Danault, I definitely want him. He's one of the better and most underrated two-way defenders, two-way centers in the game. He's going to make 40 to 50 points. He has 90 face-offs and very good defensive stats as well. These guys can see here, aggressiveness, body checking, durability. Look at his discipline, 83. Looking at his defensive stats, 87 defensive awareness, 90 face-offs, 85 shot blocking, 87 stick checking. He's a perfect replacement for Spezza. He's 10 years younger, and he's actually a bit cheaper. So hopefully Stepan, Danault, Hamilton will sign for us. Let's move up a few days, guys. Hopefully we'll be able to get those contracts done. Let's see what we have here. And Philippe Danault, welcome to the team, buddy. He's going to be added to our center depth. Derek Stepan is added to the team as well. So right there, we have two very decent centers to add to the team. Jaden Schwartz as well has signed. He's accepting our offer. That's awesome to see. Now they're looking to Dougie Hamilton. Let's go, everybody. All four guys are coming to the Atlantic Navigators. Dougie Hamilton, Torrey Krug. That is going to be a sick top pair. So I'm going to go to free agency once more. We do not have a lot of cap space left. We actually have just shy of $6 million after signing those 4 guys. So I'm quite happy about that. All right, guys, we offered a few more contracts for our AHL team, a defenseman and a goaltender. Washington sending a first and a prospect for Jarmelson and a third. Wow, interesting trade right there. So I'm gonna show you guys who I offered a contract to for our AHL team. So Paul Ledoux, he was a defenseman with the Utica Comets, who actually had a very good year over in Utica. As well, Chad Johnson had a very good year in the AHL himself. We are offered Zaitsev for 2 seconds and a fourth and a fifth. I'm not going to take that trade. I do not need Zaitsev on the team. So I'm going to go show you guys the contracts that we have at the moment. So we did offer here Torrey Krug. We have him locked up for $6 million for another couple of years. Hamilton, we offered him a $7 million deal for next 5 years. So him and Krug going to be an amazing pairing on the top end there. Hoffman, we have him $8 million. Let's see. Okay, right here. So Hoffman, we have him on an $8 million deal. Duclair, we signed Jaden Schwartz. We were able to get him on a 5.5 deal for 4 years. Derek Stepan, we were able to get him on a $5 million deal for 3 years. Guryanov, we got him on that 3.5 million for 3 years. Let's see what else here. So Philippe Danault, we got him on a contract of 2 years for just over 3 million. As far as goaltending goes, Holby and Brossois. Gonna go show you guys the AHL team as well. So we have Comrie, we have Chad Johnson, who actually had an incredible year in the AHL with Springfield. 44, 13, and 4. 933 save percentage and a 1.51 goals against. As far as the defensemen go for our AHL team, definitely going to call up Timmins to the AHL. Definitely going to call up Timmins to the NHL, but Paul Ledoux here. So we did sign Paul Ledoux. He did have a very good year, but actually had 60 points in 82 games, 58 penalty. So I did sign Paul Ledoux for our AHL team with Utica. As guys can see here, an amazing year. He had 58 points and a plus 58 as well. So that's very good on that end. So this trade keeps popping up, guys. Nashville wants to give Kyle Turris for 2 second-round picks. He's a 78 overall, making $6 million. What is this, Nashville? I know it's a cap dump, but don't give your cap dump to an expansion team. That's just a bad trade. And the St. Louis Blues have acquired Marcus Johansson for a first and a third from Ottawa. Wow, so that's a pretty big trade between the Sens and the Blues. Going to sim up to the regular season. I'm just going to sim up to the next season, guys, to show you guys the lines. As the Kings want to give us Chris Kreider. I don't think I need Chris Kreider on my team. He's an 83 overall, but I do like the way my lineup is shaping up right now. All right, guys, so we are almost ready for the next season. We do have to set our captains. So I know in the previous season, what we were doing is rolling with 3 assistants. I'm going to actually look into what we can do to... So this is the time to set up our captaincy, guys. So in the past year, we were rolling with 3 assistants. What I think I'm going to do, guys, I think Torrey Krug, we all know, he has been our best player. He deserves the captain. He was one of the guys we got in the expansion draft. He is a 90 overall. We have him on a good contract. So Torrey Krug is the first captain in Atlantic Navigators history. Here you go, buddy. Get to see number 47. He's going to hopefully lead us to a Stanley Cup. We're going to give an assistant to Mike Hoffman, who is our best forward. We're going to give an assistant captain to Mike Hoffman. He is our best forward. He was part of the draft as well for us. As for the second alternate, I'm not sure, to be honest, who I'm going to give it to. Potentially give it to, a guy like Anthony Duclair. He has been very good for us last year. He's one of our top players. He's been in the league a few years now, so I think he's going to be a fitting choice. I definitely want to keep him on the team. Anthony Duclair is going to be our second assistant, so it's going to look like this. Krug, Duclair, and Hoffman. As for the lines, guys, I'm going to play around with them. This is not how they're going to look. As soon as I'm done with the lines, guys, we're going to see how they are. All right, guys, this is going to be the team. These are the lines, and I am absolutely happy about everything, guys. This team is going to be good. We have Sammy Blais. He's going to be playing first line minutes. If he's struggling, I can always move him up with Charlie Coyle. I mean, either way, we have a +1. So it's basically going to be a tandem between Charlie Coyle and Sammy Blais. I am going to put Blais up there because he's a bit younger. Still has some more time to grow. So our center depth is really good. We have Blais, we have Coyle, Derek Stepan, and Philippe Danault with a 90 face-off rating. He's going to be on a penalty kill. For our wingers, we have Hoffman, Gurianov, Kashi, and Leipzig. On the right side, we have Schwartz, Duclair, Kapanen, and Hartman. 3 out of our 4 lines are green with a +1. You can see here, so Hoffman's an 86, Blais an 83, Shorts an 85. We have here 85, 84, 85. And our bottom line is 81, 82, and 81 on the 4th line. No a bad line on this team, to be honest. Defense is stacked. Torrey Krug, 90 overall. Hamilton in 85. D'Angelo with that +1's and not 82. Fleury, 82 overall. Killington, 81. And Timmins at 80. So basically, Connor Timmins is our lowest rated player at 80 overall. Goaltending, Holby, 88. Brossoit, 81. We have the choice to put Comrie as backup if needed. He's actually up 1 to an 81. He's going to be a starter for us in the AHL. For the AHL, we have Kamenev, Carlson, Aston Reese, Prokhorkin, Fishbush, and Jarkov. As you guys can see here, no more 40 overalls. I'm actually going to bring down Jordan Wheel once the lines are all set up for AHL. So Wheel's going to be there as well. Defense is much improved as well. I'm actually going to be putting Philip Broberg on the first line. See how he plays with Morin. It's not going to be anything more. All right, so I think I'm going to keep it like this. We're going to have our 2 guys that have good potential. So Ladu has top 6D, Broberg top 4D. It's going to have them playing top minutes as well. We have Jacob Paquette and Hoffenmeyer. Their first year in the AHL out of juniors. Mata and Carrick have a +3, so very solid defensive core as well. AHL team's looking good. NHL team's looking good. I'm actually just going to have to bring these guys down. So even better, we can bring Bjorkstrand, Anamurdy, and Wheel to the AHL. So that team's going to get even more stacked. Actually, Anamurdy's an 82 overall. He could probably take the place of Brandon Leipzig, to be honest. I'm going to take Leipzig out. I'm going to put Ernie here. That looks even better. They still have the +1. 82 overall on the 4 lines. He's actually an 83 with that +1. So I think we're going to keep that. Bjorkstrand is an 80 overall. I'm just curious to see if I replace Hartman with Bjorkstrand. Do I still have the +1? Oh, definitely. I love this much better. Ernie, Danault, and Bjorkstrand is our new 4th line. We're going to be sending down Wheel, Leipzig, and Hartman. They're going to help out our AHL team. Most likely going to be our top line, actually. So that's looking very good. All right, guys. So this is the first line for our AHL team. 81 overall Leipzig, 80 overall Wheel, 81 Hartman with the +1. Really liking the way our lineup is looking right. I'm really liking the way our lineup is right now. And look at this, guys. Team status, we are a contender. So there we go, guys. I would say that is a very successful offseason. We signed some big names such as Dougie Hamilton, Jaden Schwartz. We got some more depth with Derek Stepan and Philippe Danault. We do have some great additions for our AHL team to help out. Our team has a lot of good chemistry, the +1s, and Torrey Krug is a 90 overall. I'm going to stop the episode right here. In the next one, we're going to be doing the first bit of simulation for the 2020-2021 season. We still have about 5 million of cap space as well. So things are looking good, guys. We have a good start for a franchise. Hope we can keep it going. Do leave a like if you enjoyed it. Would appreciate it. I thank you for watching. And as always, have a great day.